Welcome to Mature Living. I'm Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program, and you're going to enjoy this show because you're going to learn about some of the great things that are happening in El Paso. And one of them is our dear friend, Elizabeth Reda, who is a co-writer and editor of the Herencia magazine, which is Heritage magazine. And she'll be writing an English section for this magazine. And this month, which is the November-December issue, is about gratitude. Elizabeth, tell me a little bit about what you've been doing with your husband, of course, Wesley Cordova. Tell me about this magazine and how long he's been producing this.
Well, this magazine has been in El Paso for 5 years.
Yes.
5 whole years, so we've made a difference for 5 years in El Paso. And we are growing, and we want to make it stronger in El Paso. We want to bring more people into the community and reading. It's very important to read.
Absolutely, and reading good things. I love the theme of, in Spanish, it's La gratitud es la memoria del corazón, which means?
The gratitude is the memory of the heart.
And you know, many of the seniors love the sound of opening the newspaper
Yes.
and reading positive articles. And I also love the fact that this magazine brings only good news.
Absolutely.
Healthy and just good things that seniors, you know, there's so much negative in the world that we really need.
Exactly, and it's family friendly. We don't have any ideas that are negative. Everything is positive. Everything is fulfilling and inspirational.
Yes, and that's what the articles are about.
Yes.
Now tell me a little bit also where we can find this magazine.
You can find it at different places on Alameda, at La Chinampa, Loma Land Bakery as well.
Yes.
A lot of restaurants have
And
it.
if people want this free magazine to pick up, can they call you to give you more sites?
Yes.
Maybe they know of their favorite restaurant and they want it there, you know.
Yes, they can call me at 915-248-7017. Absolutely.
And what about this issue? And then we'll talk about a previous issue that you did that I just love and you're going to show us. What about gratitude?
Well, we're coming to the festive days, and we have to remember that we have to be grateful for whether we have a lot or we have a little bit. And it's a time to bless our seniors as well.
Yes.
This is the time that they need a lot of attention. Yes. So our articles are geared for gratitude and to be thankful for what we have.
One of the things that comes to mind during the holiday season is many seniors are isolated, they're lonely, their families, you know, maybe they've outlived their husband or wife, their partner, and the kids live out of town, and they're alone, they're lonely. So this is a time when neighbors or church people
Yes.
can invite a senior to their homes for Thanksgiving or for Christmas celebrations. That's a great thing to do.
I do hope that they do that, and I hope this issue inspires them to do stuff like that. They need to come as a community and help out our seniors.
Talking about help, you've always helped the Senior Adult Program. You've been in our plays, you've been in our pageants, and so thank you for bringing a little bit of positiveness into our world. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad you're going to be writing because I've got some ideas for you.
Thank you.
To,
Thank you
to
so
write
much.
about. Tell me about some previous issues.
Well, we're very proud of this one. This one is a tribute for Juan Gabriel. Yes. We rewrote beautiful stuff on him, and we gave it to him. We honored him.
You honored him.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
that is so great. Tell me about the main editor, your husband, Wesley. Tell me about his work and some of the groups and the support groups that he does.
Well, Wesley Cordova right now has a group on Mondays, and anybody is invited. It's a diversified community. People from all walks of life, we get together, and he inspires us, gives us positive, motivational thinking.
Yes, and you know, I know you've had some very interesting cases where a woman was passing by and saw the group and stopped by, and she was contemplating suicide, and because of that inspiration and being part of that group, she changed her mind.
Absolutely.
That is amazing.
It is. And she's a beautiful woman. She still comes to the group. She had contemplated suicide that night, and she saw our sign, 180-degree turn, and she came in, and she said, before the group that it changed her life.
That is so wonderful. And those are the kinds of things that touch people and bring change and open our eyes to be grateful for. Nothing could be so drastic that we would want to end our life. And we certainly hope we help people in this way. And I think this Herencia magazine, which is Heritage magazine,
yes, Heritage,
will bring great stories.
Absolutely.
What are in your plans? You know, I know you have great plans for the magazine.
We're going to expand. We're going to put an English page in it, and I will be writing it.
Yes.
And it'll be probably geared for seniors.
Great. And if they want to give you some ideas, you know, talking about heritage, I think about the stories of families, about grandma and grandpa, or just some interesting things that you could write about our own El Paso families. And they could call you at area code 915.
Yes, correct.
248-7017.
Yes,
to
Mary.
give you maybe some ideas of herencia, of our heritage, of senior stories.
Of highlighting a senior would be nice.
Yes.
Absolutely,
With
yes.
pictures and, you know, just, I know you'll
stories.
do a great job. And
oh,
stories.
Thank you, Mary.
Yes, special interest stories, and that would be just a wonderful English page as well as what you do in Spanish and what Wesley does in Spanish.
Because we value our seniors. We really do. And they have to live with dignity and respect. And it's a way to honor them. So,
yes.
Beautiful
What other
idea.
kinds of stories have you written about or have you read about in this?
How to forgive, to be thankful, to live one day at a time, to turn lemons into lemonade, as they say.
That's
stories like that.
Oh, that is so great. Thank you for staying with us. This particular topic that we're going to talk about is a little bit difficult for families, but these are choices and decisions that seniors and even young people need to make before the time comes. And that is making your arrangements about your services, your funeral services. And so we've invited Frank Ordaz, who is a representative of Dignity Memorial. And Frank stopped by my office some weeks ago, and I said, we've got to talk about it on Mature Living. We've got to tell the community. So share with us, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Mary, for having me.
Share with us about this beautiful topic. I love the title of your presentation, and it's
Your Life, Your Legacy.
Your Life, Your Legacy.
And
tell me about that.
Basically, it is the importance of pre-planning, because as you know, there's a lot of things that go into a service, and most people wait till the time comes.
Yes.
And then family members, the survivors, are having to figure out how to fund this, how to pay for it.
Yes.
And so it's very important that we take time while we're alive to look at what we want, how we want to be remembered, and choose how we want to go.
Yes.
And at the same time, you protect your family in a manner of speaking, because you take that financial burden off of them.
Yes.
You take that part that they don't have to deal with at the time that they're grieving, because grieving is a process that we'll have to go through.
Yes. And they can't think straight.
And you can't think, and that's the wrong time to walk into any funeral home and try to make a decision about what you want to buy, what you need to get for
what
your parents.
grandma and grandpa would have wanted, or what mom and dad would have wanted, or brother and sister, or whoever. And we need to think about our services, even the obituary, what we want.
Yes, what you want said,
highlight.
how you want to be remembered is what all of this pre-planning is. You put, in fact, we provide at Dignity Memorial what we call a personal planning guide.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And in here you write what you want and how you want it.
I need one of those.
and you leave it for your family so that they have it. So they know what accounts you have, what they have to close in financial businesses. You can write your obituary, how you want, and who you want at your service, who you want presiding at your service.
You
a lot
have
of those
those
things.
available.
We have these available for our folks, our families that come to Dignity Memorial, to our funeral homes. We have 7 funeral homes, 8 soon to be here in January.
Which are they? by the way?
We have Martin East, West, and Central. We have Hillcrest East, Hillcrest West, Crestview, Castor or Maxon on the northeast side, and there will be a new funeral home combination, which will be Evergreen Funeral Home and Cemetery. And
That's
then we have,
amazing. And you already mentioned the one that I had selected.
Yes.
And I pre-planned, but I haven't written anything. I haven't really, I just made arrangements for payment and I paid it off. But
which is a very important part of all of this, is that when the time comes, your survivors don't have to start looking for a method of paying.
yes, and I can give them this handbook.
You can
I
provide.
can
You
say,
can.
okay, this is your Christmas gift.
This is your gift for
Stress
for
free.
mom when
Yeah.
when the time comes.
Yes.
And we even recommend that once you have this, once you sit down with one of our family planning counselors and you fill this out, we keep a copy with your contract, with your paperwork, and that way if your family loses it or misplaces it, that can't find it, we have it with all your paperwork. So when they come, everything is there for them.
Yes.
And all they have to now, all they do now is grief mom in the way that they,
Yes.
without having to worry about what are we going to do for services.
Do you work with veterans? Sometimes veterans are homeless, and there are people that don't have anyone to make.
We have two
decisions.
programs under Dignity Memorial. One is the Veterans Seminars, where we help veterans in also pre-planning. We have a veterans guide where they can order forms, the DD-214, very important document for us as veterans, because without it, the military won't move. You got proof that you were in service and that you were honorably discharged.
Yes.
So we have a particular guide that is for veterans, so that they can get headstones if they're in a private cemetery, markers for that headstone, things that they will not get if they go in a private cemetery that they will get at Fort Bliss.
Yes.
But also to understand that the VA doesn't cover everything, because a lot of veterans are under the assumption that because they have the soldier's life insurance or they were retired from the military, that their funeral is taken care of.
Yes.
The only thing taken care of is the cemetery.
Wow.
So the funeral still has to come from that individual's pocket.
Yes.
And
For
so
the family.
pre-planning goes into that.
Okay.
We also have the Homeless Veterans Program that you mentioned, where at Martin Central is where that program is out of, and we provide a dignified service for any homeless veteran here in El
that's
Paso.
That is
And it's actually through the nation, because we're a nationwide
big-
organization.
very
There's about 2,300 funeral homes and cemeteries throughout the U.S. and part of Canada.
yes.
So we're a
You
large
provide
corporation.
that dignified
Service
for
homeless
homeless
veterans.
veterans. Yeah, that's
Yes.
wonderful. Public servants program. What is that one?
The public service program is, and I brought you this because we didn't have it the last time we spoke.
Yes.
Is basically for any police officer, firefighter, medical emergency personnel that die in the line of duty. Dignity Memorial will provide a free funeral service to include a cemetery plot for them as part of honoring their service to our community.
And that is part of your community service.
And that's part of our community.
commitment.
Yes, ma'am.
The
As
commitment that you would make.
Dignity Memorial.
You know, Frank, I know people will want to get your phone number because they'll want to call you. Where can they call you?
Right now, I can be contacted at Hillcrest Funeral Home, which is area code 915-598-3332.
Yes.
And I can be reached there, and I will be happy to direct anyone to any of our facilities
Your
here in El
counselors, you have,
Paso, and our
your-
family counselors, service counselors. Whatever they need that I am able to provide, and if not, I will get someone that can provide it for them.
And I know that we all have to go through this. And
Yeah.
it's something, it's like being born.
Yes.
You're born and then you die. But you know,
Life.
it needs to be stress-free for the family. And the reason that I decided to pre-plan my funeral is to allow my children and my family members not to be worried on that day, but to celebrate and to be together and and make it something more enjoyable than
Sure,
than fighting.
it is a celebration. It's a celebration of your life, of our lives.
Yes, a celebration
and
of life.
And at that time, you want your family to grieve.
Yes, and remember, it's your
Properly.
life, your legacy. And thank you so much for being here with us. And
Thank you, Mary.
come back
It's
again.
a pleasure.
Yeah,
A
it's always
pleasure.
great to see you, Frank.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we'll be back with more Mature Living guests. Thank you for staying with us. Of course, we want to interview another set of guests. And you know, this is a time for giving. It's also a time for buying, by the way. And we have a wonderful program to talk to you about. And this is the Centro, the Mexican Women's Cooperative of the Centro.
Santa Catalina.
Santa Catalina. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it on my notes. And so I want to introduce all of you to Rachel Pineda, who is one of the board members of this 501c3 nonprofit organization, Centro Catalina. And of course, Sister Frances, thank you for joining us. Tell me about your wonderful program. I think it's going to be easy to convince people to assist in one way or another.
Okay. Centro Santa Catalina is actually a ministry, faith-based ministry that started in 1996, and the women from the Colonia Pamfilonatera, where the old garbage dump used to be in Juarez. These are very economically poor women. They got together, and two sisters by the names of Sister Donna Custich and Sister, I think her name was Sister Ethel. They're Dominican nuns, and they both got things going, talking to the women. They first visited with the women to ask them what they wanted, what the women wanted. And as the women expressed their desires, then this Centro Santa Catalina was formed. And so it is faith-based, and they work in a cooperative 4 days a week, and then they pray on the 5th day, because it is a faith-based community.
Yes, so beautiful. How many women are now participating?
Well, I believe they would be in the neighborhood of probably, would you say?
19, but one is ill, so we're probably down to 18 women.
18, yeah.
And Sister, what do you want to say about this beautiful project that you're involved with?
Well, I was going to just kind of talk about the services that are offered. So Centro Santa Catalina is like the umbrella. And then under there we have the co-op, which really is profit making and allows the women a salary into the house. It's not that much, but sometimes it's all that comes in. And then beyond the co-op, though, there were many children in the streets and nothing to do. Some children were the children of the women.
Yes.
So Sister Donna wanted them to be profitably using their time. So she started like a homework help program. Well, this has grown, and we have 120 children now from grades 1 through 6. And in Mexico, some children go to school in the morning, so, you know, they're not there, but then they come in the afternoon. But all told, we have 120.
Amazing.
And what's exciting, they get help with their homework. They do projects. They can play. They get a snack. But most important of all, there's a group in Juarez that's a social service group from the government called
FECHAC.
And they offered computers. So the children now have computers to work on, printers, and are actually learning more in this program than maybe they having the opportunity at their own school. So all of those very beneficial. To me, the most important, they're off the street. The third, they have a garden program, and the women have little gardens, and so that's good. And lastly, there's a program in Spanish, Valores Fe y Vida, but it's a program where the women participate and they talk about values, faith, and life. They come out more with dignity, self-esteem, independence, and you can just see over the years the growth in the women.
That is so wonderful.
So all that's off.
Oh my goodness. You have so many beautiful programs, and one of them is the cooperative. Tell me about these little cards and about these beautiful, you can pick one up, sister, and show us.
I'll be the holder.
Tell me about
Well, the women actually make these items, and they work together. There's about 18 to 20 women right now in the cooperative. They make their own decisions. They're buying the fabric from Michigan, and so this is the Mexican fabric, and they work together. Some women are cutting the cloth. Other women are sewing it. Other women are making the knots. And other women are packaging the scarves, the rebosos, whatever they're making. They make purses as well, and they make placemats.
Oh, the placemats, yes. And each one has
scarves.
a card which features a story
Yes.
of one of the women.
Yes.
Look at that beautiful
And
pink
this
one
is
as
a
well.
lovely little shawl or a small reboso.
And these are very reasonably priced. They help the cooperative. And where can they find these? How can people order from you?
Well,
Rachel.
the office is located at 1207 Alabama. Sister Maureen Gallagher is in charge, and it's always a good idea to call her on the phone because she goes to Juarez often, back and forth.
Yes.
And the phone number is 564-9003.
On this side of the border.
It's
Yes,
on
and
this
it's
side of the
gonna
border.
be here in El
And she
Paso.
has all these items in her little basement there where she lives. She has all the items for sale.
So what are, and I'm running out of time here, but how can people help you, aside from buying the products?
Well, I'll just say very quickly that if women sew and they have leftover material, they can put it in a bag, drop it off at Sister Maureen's. The women make many other table runners, other things, so scraps come in very handy. The other, we're always in need of school supplies for the children, pencil, notebook, eraser, crayons kind of thing, glue, and...
Oh my gosh, I just went to an estate sale, and there was so many materials, so much material that elder, had. That could have been, I could have purchased it and then donated it. You see, oh gosh, maybe I can still get some. But yes, those kinds of things.
And just now that winter is coming, if you'd like, even if they're secondhand, as long as they're in very good condition.
Yes.
Not clothes, but scarves, mittens, a warm hat, because the children come and they may just have a little jacket. So a scarf makes all the difference.
In the world. Yes, absolutely. Earmuffs.
Gloves.
Yes, and so we can donate those things to the...
And they don't have to be brand new, just good condition.
Centro Santa Catalina.
Very good. What a beautiful community service you are giving and helping the people in Juarez that are the most marginalized, the economically poor, but rich in love and gratitude, I'm sure.
Yes.
Oh,
And
sister.
we do have a website if anyone's
Yes,
got a
let's do it. Yeah,
computer.
let's give the website.
It's
If not,
on
we'll
the
put it on
back
the.
of the
We're gonna
card.
we're gonna go ahead and put it
yeah.
on the screen here.
It
Sister
will be there.
Francis and Rachel, thank you so much for coming. We've run out of time,
Yes.
but this is a time for giving, and you can give all year round to this Centro
Santa
Santa
Catalina.
Catalina. and with the sisters and Rachel and all the lay people that help. God bless you.
Thank
Thank you for bringing us this wonderful news. Before we wrap up our show, we want to show you some highlights of our Seniors Navidad on the Border celebration we had December the 9th here at the El Paso Community College. The seniors had a great time. We had a full house. We had our students, our music students performing. We had the Nativity. We had Our Lady of Guadalupe, Mexican traditions. And we also had Santa Claus, by the way, for the American traditions. We sang songs, and also we had a wonderful band, the Classics Sonora Band for entertainment. I hope you enjoy these.
We have a beautiful show planned for you. The first part is going to be the celebration of the holidays, right? So we always start with the Nativity, which is the reason for the season. And I want to introduce you to the group from the ministry from St. Pius, Special Needs Group. And they so graciously love to come and dress up for the Nativity.
Buenos días, paloma blanca, hoy te vengo a saludar. Saludando tu belleza en tu trono celestial. Eres madre del Creador y a mi corazón encantas. Gracias te doy con amor. Buenos días, paloma blanca.
Mi vida será la mejor. La 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 la. You better watch out.
You better not cry.
You better not pout.
I'm a telling you why.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Santa, tell me if you're really there. Don't make me fall in love again if you won't be here next year. Santa, tell me if he really cares, 'cause I can't give it all away.
Feliz Navidad, feliz Navidad. Con las palmitas aplaudiendo. Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad.